Welcome everyone to the RanchnCraft horse tutorial for the custom-made plugin. I'm Taisho.
I'm Mystic Trev.
Woohoo! And he's throwing me stuff. Saddles for everybody's. Alrighty, so we're gonna show you first of all, if you're new to the server, how to go ahead and tame a horse. So with an open hand, right click on it if you haven't ever claimed a horse before. Did you get yours already?
I just did, yes.
Mine's being temperamental. There it goes. You'll see hearts when it's tamed. Put your little saddle on it by hitting E and dragging. And then here's what you have to type in. H, it's like \H space claim. And then whatever you want the horse's name to be. So I'll do lightning, I guess. And it costs 50 in-game dollars to claim the horse.
It will be free after launch, though.
Okay, it'll be free, so that's good. That's when you can start leveling up his vitality and swiftness and agility. And if you want to see what levels they are, all you go is to that \H and then info. It'll tell you distance traveled, how hungry they are, and agility, swiftness, and vitality.
And just to throw that out there, if anybody can never remember the commands, it's fine. We offer them in a couple different places. \H help, or you can just go to the website and list all the commands are there as well.
Yep. Yeah, \H, or you can even type out horse, but I think that H is a lot easier to do. Let's see here. Alright, so what's the next topic that we wanted to bring up?
Well, for the new users, they won't really know what we're talking about, but for the users that have already been playing the server, they're aware of some of the bugs. One of the biggest bugs that we've had are the clones. And it's the biggest complaint we've had, and then other people absolutely love it because they can get free saddles and armors. So for those of you who are getting free saddle and armor, I'm sorry, but the bug has been fixed. And for those of you who have been complaining, yay, you're going to be happy. There are no more clones. So what ends up happening now is when you disconnect, and I'll go ahead and do that now, the horse also disconnects instead of staying on the server. When you come back on, you have to, of course, resummon your horse. And since I can't remember what I named mine, I'm going to have to look it up. It was supposed to be, I'm testing this, but my spelling was all wrong. So, but anyhow, the horses are now stored in a virtual database when you log off and or if the server is restarting. And I know it's going to be a pain to always have to resummon your horses, but it'll also, for one, help with lag issues when the server does finally take off and we have a lot more users. The users' horses that aren't being used will be stored away and not just standing somewhere taking up valuable RAM and all that stuff. But the bug has been fixed. I know I'm extremely happy about it because it was driving me nuts, and you never knew if you were riding your horse that you spent all that time to level or if it was a clone. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good change that there are no more clones, and sometimes, like, if the horse would just stay out in the yard too long, it would just become a clone and be very slow, so that should not be a problem anymore.
Nope, everything is working 100% at this point in time. Another issue we were having, and it was just a bug that we found, that a user found for us last night, was if you tried to rename your horse and then logged off, when you came back on, that horse would be gone.
H is an H rename.
And then the horse or the name that you want your horse to be.
We'll name it Thunder, I guess. And then relog.
Yep, relog.
Thunder. Okay, so disconnect. Join back up. Okay. And H Thunder. Yeah, it works. Cool.
Yep, that was one that Hedgehog, aka RJ, found last night, and we thought he was crazy. And Mouse and myself sat there and tested it for a while and figured out what actually happened. So we did get that fixed. The other issue we were having was one that I kind of tested already, but I can do it again, was if you were sitting on your horse and you disconnected, when you came back on the horse that you were riding, when you try, it wasn't the actual horse, and then you have to summon it again, and it was making a clone. So as you can see now, when I disconnect and come back on, there's no horse here. So it's got to be re-summoned. So, and then there it is, of course. Of course. But, and it is the actual horse. So, a lot of changes as far as really mainly bugs go for, that the users are used to. But on launch, I was like I said, I was determined to have this 100% bug free for when we're launching the new server, and I think we're finally now at that place. The only thing that may change that users may have a problem with is the whole training thing. But of course, new users won't know what we're really talking about. But as of right now, you can trust somebody to train your horse. However, if that person logs off, so will the horse. So it's kind of taking the training thing out the window.
Kinda, yeah.
I think it's a necessary, change. So we can actually test that now if you want.
Sure. It's
trust me to.
H.
Well, actually, yeah, I'll trust you to mine.
Trust. I'll trust you to mine anyway. Because I was already halfway through. There we go.
Okay, so you jump on mine so you can kind of see. Now, when I disconnect,
Whee! I fell off.
So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, because the way I see it is you're going to have people who love it and you're going to have people who hate it. Because for me personally, I was always nervous, not with you, but let's say that I was hiring somebody to train my horses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just use Mouse as an example because he will
Sorry,
care.
Mouse.
So, let's say I trusted Mouse and I didn't with my horses, but I didn't really know him that well. And I logged off, he could still do whatever he wanted to my horse. He could hide it somewhere or whatever, and in the current state, if you summoned it, you could make a clone, and he could actually have your actual horse, and you just never knew. But now this way, when the user logs off, their horses are also protected. So we can kind of look at it both ways. It's just, I'm sure we're going to have people, like I said, who love it, and there's going to be people who hate it. But me personally, I'm loving the fact that there's no clones, and the fact that, people can't manipulate it and get extra saddles and extra armor, because, as we said, economy is important. And some people were trying to, quote-unquote, make a living in Minecraft selling armor and saddles, but that was kind of impossible because of the clones.
Right, exactly.
Help a lot of things in the long run. If we want, I can kind of run down all the commands as like a tutorial type thing.
Okay.
First one is info. I'm not going to say all the commands. Every command you can do with \H and then the type of word that I'm going to use. So the first one is info. Obviously, Taisho said about that earlier. That just shows the information on all your horses, their agility, their swiftness, their vitality, their hunger level. There's claim, obviously, she said that about claiming your horse. Renaming is to rename your horse. Stats just displays that particular horse's stats. I believe, let me see here exactly. Stats. Yeah, the stats is just
Stats
another way to
thunder.
do info.
There we go.
As far as now, it's the same, but eventually with different, when we decide to improve and do another quote-unquote patch to the plugin, that'll be different.
Okay.
The trust command obviously allows you to trust people. You can trust as many people as you want, and then you can also, to untrust it, it's basically just /h untrust. Summoning, of course, summons the horse. Kill. If you kill your horse, it's basically getting rid of it forever. When you do kill your horse, though, it does go to the rescue, which is ran by another user. Her name is Purple Birdie. We all call her Purple. So that's kind of a plus side. That way some people who, let's say, aren't going to be, if they decide they don't like the server, we encourage you just to kill your horse and, kind of send it on its way, and it'll take up less database space and blase, but it's not that important. Anyhow. You can also buy and sell horses here, and that was a big thing. I know I personally bought a couple users' horses because I'm busy doing config files and I don't have time to level a horse, and there was a user who leveled their horse up the whole way, and I bought it from them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
And
I had to pay for it dearly, but hey, that's the way it works. And then, of course, those commands are just buy and sell. And that's pretty much it, really. It's a really easy plugin. It does a lot of cool things, though, and in the near future we're planning upgrades, so we're always taking in ideas from users and our own ideas, and going to try to keep it going as long as we can. I know we've had our ups and downs with it, and that's another thing that us staff want to do, myself and Ty show, is
indeed.
apologize to you guys because, believe it or not, we do the server for you guys, because if it was just us, we'd be bored.
Exactly.
You guys have stuck through it all with us, through the ups and the downs and the ins and the outs. Whenever, one of the times we had the server crash, it wasn't our fault, and we had to replace everybody's items and whatnot, and you loyal users were there backing us up, and we do remember it. And
I want to thank you for that, staying with us.
Yeah, most definitely a huge thank you. And we think now you're going to be satisfied, though, when we get moved over to the new server and the plugin's running 100%, and we can actually start concentrating on doing more events, not having to worry about, well, is this plugin going to mess up?
Yeah, that's really why we haven't done too many horse shows and stuff.
Yeah, we did a couple, but that was about it. But we're really going to focus on doing a lot more, and we have a lot of ideas, so stick with us and hang on tight to your saddle, because we're going to go full speed ahead.
Woohoo! And we'll go ahead and see you in the next video.
Yep, take care, everyone.
The dogs say bye as well.
Yes.
Alright. Well, thanks for watching. If you have any more questions, contact one of us. We'll be more than happy to help. Bye.
Bye.